wild animals, and wild places. They're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors.
You can't leave your lines unattended, okay? So reading in the rule book, it's got to be line in immediate attendance.
Finally, this is the first time I've seen a flashlight. Get that light on the wiring pin impressions on the lands and grooves.
Are you a hunter?
Heck no.
Oh, there you go. I'm guessing that.
No.
I'm guessing that if you were a hunter, you might know probably why we're here. But we've got 18 illegal deer that we're looking at. And on your search warrant, you may notice that the deer are labeled with a number, 16-1, 14-2. That's a number that I've assigned to them based on the year and what buck he took, what number that year he took. You're gonna probably find other deer when you're searching that are gonna be questionable. What happened here, what happened there? If you find those, note those. Don't take them unless you know for sure that they're illegal, but note those, and we'll try through the interview process to determine whether they're illegal or not.
Michigan conservation officers perform duties to protect the state's natural resources and keep the citizens of Michigan safe. Occasionally, COs will spend many months or even years researching a case or suspect to make sure people who commit crimes are brought to justice. Frequently, after this in-depth police work, conservation officers must utilize search warrants to proceed towards a resolution of these complex cases. District 5 Officer Casey Pullum is leading a multi-district investigation where he and his team must serve search warrants to gather evidence. CO Pullum has been working this case for more than 3 months after another officer initiated the case and passed it along to Officer Pullum.
We've got a suspect here that has taken multiple deer over the course of many years. The records we have go back to 2012. So we're going to be looking for all those deer that he took without licenses. We've got pretty good evidence that he did not purchase license or he purchased a license after the fact. Whatever the case, they're illegal deer. So hopefully today we can get into these houses. We got GPS location on where these deer should be based on cell phone records and such, and be able to collect that evidence.
In Michigan's District 9, there are 3 different residences
Please search warrant!
where Officer Pullum and his team intend to serve such warrants in Genesee County.
Based on talking with other veteran officers, this is one of the largest search warrants in a number of years that our department's done. Obviously, we've done equivalent in the past, but it doesn't happen that often for our department. So I'm eager that we're going to be successful in prosecuting this case. We obtain the evidence and then prosecuting the case later on.
CO Pullum's team consists of almost 20 officers, including lieutenants, sergeants, and detectives. They want to arrive at 3 Genesee County residences at the exact same time.
If we execute one search warrant, our suspect kind of gets an idea that we are looking for some evidence, and so that evidence may come up missing if it's not at that location. It may be at a different location that we already have a search warrant for. So we wanted to execute those search warrants simultaneously. Almost have a little bit of a surprise effect to make sure that none of our evidence did come up missing.
The first residence to which Officer Pullum is heading is the home of the suspect's girlfriend and where it's believed the suspect is currently living. Upon arrival, the COs determine that no one is home but the door is unlocked. And since they have a search warrant for this home, the officers begin the process of executing their warrant and looking for evidence. At the same time that Officer Pullum gets to the home of the suspect's girlfriend, other officers arrive at the home of the suspect's parents and to a home owned by the suspect but believed to be vacant. No one is home at either of these residences, which are next door to each other. The suspect's parents' home is unlocked, so the officers proceed with their search for evidence. At the other residence, the door is locked, and the officers check keys they found to see if any of them will unlock the locked residence.
Negative. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's been drilled out.
Maybe we should probably drum up that locksmith, huh?
White-tailed deer hunting is the most popular outdoor activity for outdoorsmen in Michigan. But after that season's over, people still want to get outside. One way to do that is by going ice fishing. In Michigan's District 2, Conservation Officer Pat Hartzig is checking ice shacks in late February and offering fishing tips to some of the anglers that he encounters.
You guys are in the right spot. I mean, this is, so the mouth of the river's right there where they all spawn, so they're all staging right here until that water gets warm enough, and then they'll go. I mean, don't be afraid to put tip-ups in 8 feet of water.
That's what you're saying after dark. It's like there's a hump back that way.
Yeah,
12 foot.
that's a good one. Yeah, you guys got like a Navionics or something on your phones? Yeah, just look at it. I mean, that guy fishes out here a lot, so.
A lot.
Yeah, we just see him all the time. It's a lot of ice.
And it's not even honeycomb.
This stuff stays really good. All right, guys, well, good luck. Thanks, we'll see ya. Conservation officer. Anyone in here? How's it going? Whoa. There's nobody in those ice shacks, and there's lines in the water at each of them. And there's a tip-up outside, so I don't see anyone else around here. There's another shack there with a guy in it.
Officer Hartzig eventually finds the tent with fishermen responsible for the unattended lines.
Any fish with us today? All right. How long you guys been in here for?
Got here yesterday.
No, I mean like eat lunch. Hour? Okay. Warming up in this one. Well, let's get some gloves and a coat on. We're gonna take a walk here. A little chilly in there, starting to freeze up some, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you don't get the heater in, it really ices up quick. They've been all coming on jigging wraps, guys?
Slab coming on anything.
Even the short ones?
No.
All right. So here's my thing. We've got the lines in the shacks. They're in the water fishing, right? And you guys aren't in there.
Yeah.
So I'm driving around, like, is it those guys? No, those Wisconsin guys I already talked to, and then I see you guys peek out of here.
They talked to us?
No, I talked to them earlier. You guys said you're in here for about an hour?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. You can't leave your lines unattended, okay? So reading in the rule book, it's got to be line in immediate attendance, which is, you know, tip up I don't have an issue with, because you see it, the flag goes up, you guys can peek out and be like, oh yeah, cool, I got a flag, and you're going to get it. But you can't see those lines in the tent. You know what I'm saying?
Occasionally, conservation officers in Michigan do a lot of legwork on a suspect in order to secure search warrants to gather evidence. In Michigan's District 9, Officer Casey Pullum is leading a multi-district investigation where he's obtained warrants for an individual suspected of shooting several deer without proper licenses.
The subject that lives down here in Burton has a cabin up in the Mile area, and most of the deer that are poached or illegally taken came from that area.
I had the evidence. I didn't have any contact with my suspect. I knew where he lived. I knew kind of where he hunted, but that was about it. So we needed to work on developing some more evidence with that, and that's where the search warrants came in.
Officer Pullum's the lead investigator on this case. Basically, he's, over the course of time, he's recovered a number of photos, a lot of backstory, finalized some search warrants to get us into these houses. Well, once he got us into these locations, I contacted Lieutenant Joe Molnar of the Detroit District down here and requested his help and his personnel, along with our Special Investigative Unit and some of our detectives to assist in executing the search warrant.
Officers have warrants to search 3 residences. No one is home at any of them, and for 2 of them, the COs entered through unlocked doors. For the 3rd residence, the house that's owned by the primary suspect but was believed to be vacant,
Hey, didn't hide a key in there.
officers gained entry after utilizing the aid of a locksmith. They were not in the residence very long.
We've been looking for all these illegal parts to the illegal deer cases, but while we were in there, we found a whole lot of grow operation materials, grow lights, and even some packaged possible marijuana product. So based on that, we've already cleared out. We didn't find anything under our search warrant parameters, so now we're waiting for the MSP narcotics team to get here because we're going to hand this off to them and they're going to decide what they want to do.
Though the officers didn't find anything included in their warrant at the home owned by the primary suspect, the house next door, owned by his parents, has several deer racks in the garage.
There's a picture of that scrub buck rack. You seen that in the corner there?
Yeah.
What is it? What size?
It's a 2x3.
2x3 mule?
Yep. Here, let me just sit this one on the ground.
Officers find a mule deer rack in a chest freezer in the garage. Mule deer are not legal game species in Michigan.
Yellow tag,
Yellow.
Montana?
Yep, Montana.
When we execute search warrants, sometimes we find even more than what we expect to find. Now in this case, Officer Pullum had done his research prior to, and he knew that there were some possible violations in Montana as well. And he was able to tie those in to the Michigan case and contact the Montana game wardens and do some follow-up with them. And so he provided them some great information.
For the mule deer that was shot in Montana, the primary suspect was convicted of killing an over-limit of antlered deer and for illegally tagging a buck with someone else's license. He paid $1,050 in fines and court costs, including $500 in restitution for the antlered deer. His hunting, fishing, and trapping privileges were revoked for 24 months. For illegally transferring his Montana license to the primary suspect, the primary suspect's uncle paid a court-ordered fine of $235.
And actually received a call from Montana and the warden that was associated with the case with a huge thank you saying, hey, you pretty much wrapped up a good case for us here.
Evidence is objective. It has its own story to tell. It's not about feelings. It's not about subjectivity. And evidence can prove or disprove. It can be exculpatory too, so it can free the focus of law enforcement on people that did not commit a crime, but it helps law enforcement to zero in on those people that are the perpetrators of wildlife crime.
The state of Michigan has approximately 250 conservation officers. Each CO starts as a recruit before becoming a fully commissioned peace officer. One of the many things that recruits are taught during their training is how to properly collect evidence. Both classroom and fieldwork training are necessary for officers to master these skills.
Finally, this is the first time I've seen a flashlight. Excellent. Get that light on the firing pin impressions on the lands and grooves. Just like I was talking about, illumination is a big issue with being able to see it well. I want to see a couple good photos of footwear impressions and tire track impressions. Now, I've laid some tire track impressions down here. I see conservation officers as a little bit different than a general police officer. General police officer is often in a location where he can bring in a lot of resources to help him with a major crime, versus a conservation officer can be in the middle of nowhere and maybe doesn't even have a partner to work with. And so what we're trying to do here in Michigan is we're trying to equip them with the knowledge and the tools to be able to maximize the amount of information and evidence, physical evidence, that they can collect that help them with their investigation and with possible prosecutions.
During training in the classroom, some of the subjects that recruits study are firearms, field ballistics, biological evidence, tissue samples, organ samples, footprints, tire tracks, and photography. In the field training involves analyzing mock crime scenes that simulate what a recruit may encounter as a conservation officer. Recruits are expected to utilize the skills and knowledge they've gained in the classroom, as well as the tools they're provided in their crime scene evidence kits.
You want your hit list to include your suspect vehicle, but not include a lot of other vehicles, basically. Juries and judges and the public now have an expectation of evidence. So it's much more difficult for an officer, a conservation officer, to show up for court and to have to say, I didn't collect any evidence in this investigation. So there's really a public expectation now that evidence is collected.
I don't know anything about that one or that one. They've been there a while.
Approximately 20 Michigan conservation officers are serving warrants at 3 different houses to gather evidence for a case against a suspect who has shot deer without licenses. One house yielded no evidence, and a second house only offered a little. But the third home, one that belongs to the primary suspect's parents, has much for the officers to sift through, including several sets of deer antlers, as well as firearms and bows.
But that freezer's gonna be of interest, and any of these guns that are on top of it, until we can ID them. And there's a ton of racks just sitting right back here. 920 of 16. Old man's.
Old man's day.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an 8. Got a license on it.
I'm wondering if it's this one. We got this. We got something that looks like it's broke off there.
Yep.
A long one. Is there another point back here that's hiding this one?
Well, and this finger coming out looks like that. And is that a spike that would be consistent with this? It almost looks like it.
Executing a search warrant is a very in-depth process. We have no idea. Like I said, I've not had contact with this individual. I don't know his background. We did take as many precautions as we could by running criminal history checks and seeing what other crimes maybe he had been involved in the past to see if there was a tendency that there could be some type of danger involved. In every search warrant, there's going to be some element of the unknown. Not sure how the person's going to react, the family's going to react.
The parents of the primary suspect arrive at their home, while officers are investigating antlers and weapons in their garage.
Basically, we have a search warrant for the residences, reference some wildlife violations. We're looking at just evidence gathering at this point. We're trying to take care of residents the best we can. We obviously are not booting doors or anything like that. We're trying to just access peacefully. We have a warrant for the house next door here, and then the roadhouse. Are you a hunter?
Heck no.
Oh, there you go. I'm guessing that.
No.
I'm guessing that if you were a hunter, you might know probably why we're here, but otherwise.
Heck no, I'm not.
Conservation Officer Pat Hartzick has come across some unattended fishing lines. He's temporarily left his suspects to check their criminal backgrounds.
They were in their thing eating lunch for an hour. Their holes are froze over where they're fishing, so they weren't watching those lines, and they can't do that.
He was convicted of routine foul-hooked fish.
CO Hartzick learns that one suspect does have prior DNR convictions, but he's still inclined to cut them some slack.
One kid should know better. He's been in trouble with the law before, but not for this, so we'll see if they're unaware of it. But everything else they're doing is fine. I'm not gonna write the tickets, we're gonna do a warning on this. When you're not in the shack at the whole time, bring them up, okay? If they're not fishing. I know, you're cold and you want to eat some lunch and think tip up, because yeah, you can see them, so do that. So lines are up right now, and you guys go back out and you come back in to warm up. Sound reasonable?
Yep.
All right, guys. All right, we'll have fun.
Executing search warrants requires attention to detail and thorough observation and investigation. Around 20 Michigan conservation officers are working together as they collect evidence. In Michigan's District 9, officers are comparing two compound bows.
See the color pattern? This definitely looks like a lighter blue color pattern, especially with that light on it.
Yeah.
We're pretty confident this is your bow, plus you got the white in the pattern. Plus look up at the scope, or the sights.
Yep.
The sight here is gonna match more closely than the sight that matches here. Okay, so this is the one we want.
Yep.
This one we're gonna probably wanna hand back to Dad.
Yep.
Officer Pullum spent countless hours researching, investigating, talking to people, following up on this, including many hours on search warrants and organizing a ton of resources to catch this one particular individual. But the resources put into it were extensive, and he did a phenomenal job on it.
Dad let me go through his phone, Dad's phone, and there's a picture of another deer that looks identical in the woods at after 10 o'clock at night. I said, what's this deer? Well, I don't know, that's not the same deer. I said, well, what deer is this? And he said, well, I don't know, it's on your phone, you took the picture, you don't remember?
Right.
Officers were never able to make contact with the primary suspect on the day they searched 3 houses. However, they did catch up with him later on, and they've gathered a lot of evidence against him.
He eventually did admit wrong. It wasn't like he fought it till the very end. Yeah, he made some dumb mistakes in not purchasing licenses. He had the money. I don't think that was ever the issue. The issue was he just got greedy.
In this case, the primary suspect was charged with taking $9 without a license. He pled guilty to illegally taking $1 without a license, but paid restitution for all $9. In total, he paid a court-ordered fine of $14,220, including $12,000 in restitution to the state for the $9. He was also sentenced to 45 days in jail or community service, and his hunting privileges were revoked for 5 years. In addition to the suspect, the court-ordered fine for the primary suspect's father and uncle were each $450, along with 6 months of probation and revoked hunting privileges while on probation. Wild animals and wild places, they're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors. This week on Wardens.
Something I picked up on the road, I'm not sure.
Mind if I look at it? Looks like narcotics.
I'm the one that collects the hair and records the data and sends it to the Wildlife Disease Laboratory.
I asked him the first time, I said, do you have any marijuana on you? Because I can smell it. He said no, okay? That turned out to be a lie.
Bear hunting is a popular activity in the northern 2/3 of the state of Michigan, where over 7,000 licenses were available in 2018 through a drawing.
It's a long-standing tradition in Michigan. We have very good hunter success rates, great bear hunting opportunities, so we urge all that are interested to start to try hunting here. We've got several different bear management units in the Upper Peninsula and the Northern Lower Peninsula. As I said, very good hunter success rates, and we just welcome people to come and hunt with us.
Conservation officers employ a variety of enforcement tactics to patrol bear hunters over 6 weeks and 3 hunt periods. In District 1, Officer Ethan Mapes is checking bear hunters in late September.
How's she going for you guys today?
Trying to get some pups out of the woods.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are they at?
Over here.
Okay.
300, 400 yards.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
There's that other road that cuts to the east.
Yep.
Is that where you guys put them down, or?
No. We put them down probably about over on, I think 1700 it's called.
Okay, yep.
And we ended up over here.
Good, good.
Yeah.
You guys got your licenses on you?
Yeah, I got mine.
Okay. You got a kill tag, or
Yeah,
just,
I do.
okay.
But, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get one.
No?
No.
Why is that?
I leave tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Have you been running all weekend or all week?
Yeah, the rain.
Yeah, won't stop.
Can't get them jumped.
How many baits you got out?
We're a big group, so I'd say probably, I think about 15.
Okay. Perfect. And they've got the right to go on to private property and extract their dog, right? So they don't have the right to shoot a bear on private property, but they can go and pick up the dog. How much you had to drink today?
I had 1 beer after I got out of the swamp.
Okay, excellent. Why don't you step out for me, okay? Put it in park.
Okay, yeah, let me pull up here.
You're good where you're at. Just stand with your feet together, hands on by your side. Okay, follow my finger and just the tip of my finger. Don't move your head, okay? You got any head injuries or anything like that?
No.
Okay. No glasses, contacts?
No.
Okay. Okay, you're all set. All right.
Yeah, and swamp up to here today, so it was
Right.
trying to get them puffed out, and the other guy checked over there.
Sure.
Later in the day, Officer Mapes comes across an unoccupied truck parked on the side of the road.
We're gonna wait for him. Pretty strong odor of marijuana coming from that truck. How's it going?
Magical marshmallows, Skittles, inside the Butterfinger.
Oh, really?
The peanut butter.
Right, yeah.
And Cracker Jack.
Okay. Is those M&Ms?
No, M&M's got chocolate in them Skittles.
Are they? Okay. Yep. All right. Mind if we take a walk back? How far back is it? This is federal land, right?
Yeah, it's just that trail goes down here, take a right. I'd say about 100 yards to most, 75.
Okay. Good deal. Let's I'll check your firearm, check your license, and then we'll take a walk back there. Whose?
My cousin.
Is he back there?
Yes.
Okay. This is
have a participation license.
okay. Is this your truck? Or is this your truck or his?
His.
Okay. Any marijuana on you right now?
Huh?
Any marijuana on you right now?
No.
Okay, so because there's marijuana somewhere right here, I can smell. So, is there any in the truck at all that you know of? Okay. Are you sure? If it's just a little bit, we can deal with that.
I got a bottle in there, yeah, but I have my card.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a peek at that.
The card is expired at this moment.
The state of Michigan has approximately 12,000 black bears. The DNR's Wildlife Division strives to obtain an accurate estimate of all game species in the state. One of the ways that Michigan uses to estimate its black bear population is through a program called Bear Hair Snare, which is conducted every 4 to 5 years.
The Bear Hair Snare program is just a way for us to gather data to help us set our future bear regulations. So we're able to do it, statewide where we have bears, and it's an effective and efficient way of gathering the data we need to set our regulations for the future.
I'm the one that goes out and checks the snares, checks to see if there is any hair that has been collected on the barbed wire. I'm the one that refreshes the bait and the attractant to make sure that that scent is there to draw the bears to the snare location. And then I'm the one that collects the hair and records the data and sends it to East Lansing to the Wildlife Disease Laboratory.
It takes her entire workday to check 13 snare sites that are spread across 3 counties. At each site, a single strand of barbed wire has been installed 20 inches off the ground to collect bear hair. Bacon donuts and a raspberry attractant are used as bait for the bears.
Oh, there's a bear. On 5/23 at 7 a.m. We have 257 baited locations throughout our northern lower peninsula. And so with 257 baited locations, we can get a good estimate on our bear population.
Michigan has 3 hunt periods for bear hunting. Most years, the earliest season starts the second weekend of September, and the last one ends during the 4th week of October. Conservation officers that patrol these areas during bear season want to make sure hunters are following fish and game laws, but they're also on the lookout for any violations that may be related to general criminal law. In District 1, CO Ethan Mapes has picked up the smell of marijuana while talking to 2 men next to their truck. He has also confirmed that they have firearms in the truck.
Do you have any marijuana on you?
No.
Okay.
Big old hair right there.
Not mine.
Yeah.
I got short hair. Any wants or warrants out for your arrest or anything like that? Okay. Ever been in trouble before for marijuana or anything like that?
Yes, sir.
How long ago?
7 years ago or so, I got caught growing too many plants.
Growing too many plants? Okay. How many over? You mind if I ask?
It seems like there was 3.
3 over?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. You got your driver's license on you?
That's why I went and got
What's if you don't mind me asking, you want to open their wallet real quick a little bit. Next, that middle fold. Next one. That middle one. What's back there? Middle one. This one.
This one?
Yeah, what's that?
It's something I picked up on the road. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Mind if I look at it? Looks like narcotics.
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like wax. Yeah. You have your medical marijuana card?
Nope.
Where along the road did you pick this up?
Up there on the 1700.
Okay. You typically pick up stuff on the road?
Well, I pick up garbage all the time. Yeah.
Okay. When did you pick it up?
Yesterday.
Okay. Did you wonder what it was or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Go ahead. Do you know what it is?
I sure do.
You do?
I do.
What is it?
Okay. Is there anything else that I'm going to find?
Not that I know of, no.
That's not a very good answer.
No.
Okay. Is there anything I'm going to find?
No.
Okay. Because I asked him the first time, I said, do you have any marijuana on you?
Yeah.
Because I can smell it. He said no. Okay. That turned out to be a lie, right? Listen. Okay, I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him right now. Okay. I'm talking to him right now. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So I asked you if you had anything on you. You said no. And now we got this. Okay. So is there any other surprises that I'm going to find?
Nope.
Okay. Because I'm going to search a car. Okay.
I wasn't trying to lie to you, officer.
Okay.
I was not. I don't do that.
Well, it's kind of hard to forget that you had all of this, right?
All of what?
I mean, you got a pipe and you got
no, I knew
4 or 5 joints.
I told you there was a bottle in the car.
Okay, that was after we established.
No, when you asked me.
Okay, okay.
I told you there was a bottle in the car.
Okay, just keep your hands out of your pockets for me. Come on back here.
Yeah, Jesus, I got nothing.
Okay, why don't you sit on the tailgate for me?
No trouble to cause you no trouble.
Okay. Honesty goes a long ways with me, guys. Flashlight. Same with you. Turn around. Nothing I'm gonna find. No more surprises. Okay. Don't reach for anything, all right? Okay, what's this? What's that?
I'm sorry, I reached for
That's fine. I'm gonna let you.
Oh,
I'll let you pull it out instead of me.
You know what? Look at.
Okay. There. Okay. All right. Another pipe. Okay. So are we gonna start being honest, or are we gonna continue to lie to me?
I'm sorry.
Because I'm gonna continue to dig, and I'm gonna continue to find things. Right. All right.
Batteries.
Okay. Put that back in. All right. No more reaching in pockets for me. All right. Why don't you come back over here? Don't stand behind me. Okay. All right. Good. Sit back on the tailgate there. And you don't have your medical marijuana card? Okay. And this is yours, correct? You didn't find this?
That is mine, correct.
Okay.
Each year, the state of Michigan has a bear forum where leaders of several organizations gather to share information and opinions regarding black bear conservation. The state changes its bear hunting regulations every other year based on what's discussed and determined at this meeting.
I work with all of our biologists to come up with our proposed quotas and our desired harvests, and I'll be bringing those to our bear forum today. And the bear forum consists of about 17 different organizations, large organizations that are very involved in bears and bear management. So that brings a lot of debate, though, because we bring regulatory changes, and the public will bring some potential regulatory changes. And today is the day to debate that before we bring proposed changes to the Natural Resources Commission and to the director of the DNR.
Michigan conservation officers who patrol bear hunters are well versed in bear hunting regulations and are wary of things that they've seen before. Since bear tags are only obtained through a drawing, it is not uncommon for people to go hunting with the idea of putting someone else's tag on a bear if they harvest one.
Did you have some luck?
Yes.
Bear hunting? Okay.
Yeah.
Whereabouts? Right.
Back this way, back there by the...
Okay, excellent.
That's my son. My grandson's here visiting.
Okay, okay. Could I speak with you for a minute out here?
Sure. You gotta come in if you want to.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just talk to you over here for a minute. she was holding tight to her story that she shot the bear.
Yeah.
What'd you shoot it with?
30-06.
30-06? Okay.
As they scrolled through the photos, Sergeant Hamill didn't see any of the grandmother with the bear.
But she had pictures of her grandson with the bear and a gun.
After seeing the photos, Sergeant Hamill asked the lady's grandson to talk.
I do not want to get your grandma involved in this, okay? I know what's going on, and I don't want to get her involved in this.
What's that?
She didn't shoot that bear.
I didn't shoot that bear, buddy.
Well, I'm not saying that you shot that bear, but your grandma didn't shoot that bear.
Why are you here? I mean, you know.
I'll tell you why we're here.
Yeah, what time is
How old is this? Your mother?
Yes.
How old is she?
79.
79. Okay. When a 79-year-old woman brings a bear in, it kind of raises some suspicion because we don't see 79-year-old women out in the field very often, and you got to understand that.
I didn't just start doing this job yesterday, and I totally understand that there are 85-year-old ladies out there that still hunt, and that's great. But this isn't that situation.
Buddy, I wasn't in the woods. I'm telling you the truth.
All right.
I'm telling you the truth. I understand. I mean.
All right, you want to hang out tight for a second?
Yeah.
Who shot the bear?
My nephew.
Okay. The one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you know,
I know, we get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm an avid hunter. I mean, I love it. I got an opportunity to do it.
Sure. Yep.
100% truth. Went out there, set in the stand, it come in. Went to go make pie, shot it right in the back of the head.
You?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
100%.
Well, I appreciate you coming out with it.
Tell your buddy I'm sorry for lying to him, man.
Well, hey, it happens. It happens. It happens.
We have mandatory registration in Michigan, which is good, and we extract a tooth from each harvested bear. So we can look at the age class distribution of the bears in the harvest. You can actually tell if a sow has reproduced that year by looking at teeth, and of course we get the age of each of those bears. And the hunters are really important in the age of the bears that they harvest. So we send those teeth to our lab. We got great people working at the lab, and those individuals will look at the cementum layers in those teeth and come up with an age, and then we report that back to the hunters, the age of their bear.
There it is. That's all you need, huh?
Michigan Conservation Officer Ethan Mapes found a truck on the side of the road. He immediately smelled marijuana while investigating the truck and waited for two men to emerge from the woods where they had a bear bait.
Any marijuana on you right now? No. Okay, so because there's marijuana somewhere right here.
Initially, both men denied having any marijuana or marijuana paraphernalia, and then later admitted that they did.
Do you have any marijuana on you? No. Okay.
One of them has a medical marijuana card that has expired.
November 6th of 2018, voters went to the polls, and the majority of voters approved ballot initiative 18-1, which allows for small amounts of marijuana to be possessed and used by persons over the age of 21. However, it is still illegal to operate any type of vehicle, watercraft, snowmobile, ORV while under the influence of marijuana or any other drug, just like alcohol. And it's still illegal to possess a firearm, and especially hunt with a firearm under the influence as well.
Back up towards the front of the truck for me. I'm going to search the rest of the back of the vehicle. I'm not going to find anything else. If there's anything else in here, I just need you to tell me right now. Otherwise, I'm going to waste your time and my time, and then I'm not going to be very happy when I find it. Right now, I'm leaning towards the idea of giving a couple breaks and some leniency. But if there is more stuff in the vehicle and I have...
I'll give you everything I got.
Okay. What am I going to find?
Right in the back of the dog box there.
In the back of the dog box?
Yep.
Okay. Well, walk with me.
Right there. Now you have it all.
Okay.
100% sure of that, okay?
Okay. Because I'm gonna keep looking. I have to because
That's entirely up to you.
Because
I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
I think you could tear the thing apart and you ain't gonna find a damn thing.
Okay.
Sorry about that. But
okay. Is there anything?
You do have it all. Man.
Okay. Is there anything on the ground, or do you throw anything or anything? Because I'm going to search the area as well. Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate you being honest with me.
Right. 100%.
Right. Okay.
You know, to plead our case, we're just a couple of good old boys out in the country.
I get that.
We're not endangering nobody.
Right. I get that. I get that. But drugs and guns don't go together. Right.
I know.
Using marijuana while you're either operating or possessing a firearm. It's no different than operating or possessing a firearm while under impairment from alcohol. The judgment skills are not there. It makes it dangerous to be out in the woods with a firearm or on the trails or in a motor vehicle on the roads. It makes everybody unsafe at that point and everybody's at risk.
So what I'm going to do is issue the one citation for possession of marijuana, and the other one is going to get a break with the understanding that he gets his medical marijuana card up to date. Sounds like he's in the process right now. So here's what I'm doing. I'm giving you guys one citation for the two of you, okay? The whole possession of the firearms while in possession of a controlled substance. I'm not overlooking that. I'm giving you guys a stern warning on that, okay? Not cool, all right? I know, like you said, just a couple of good old boys not bothering anybody, right?
Right.
But how does it look on my end if you were in my shoes? All right, do we want guns and drugs mixed? No, right? Guns, alcohol's mixed? No.
In this case, for possessing a controlled substance, the subject was found guilty. His court-ordered fine was $575 and 6 months of probation.
Good to get it off of him. We don't need drugs and firearms and hunting mixed together. Just doesn't work out. So, all in all, good stop.